In this video, we're going to look at using the line tool to create uh, some arbitrary shape, and then after creating that shape uh, as a sketch, we will extrude it into a three-dimensional shape. So again, we have our NX10 opened up. I've already created a new file. So we go over and select the sketch icon, come back and find the plane that we want to use. We'll just again pick any one of the planes. They'll all work equally well. And so now we've got the plane. So we've used the circle tool, we've used the rectangle tool. Now we'll use the line tool. And as with other tools, um, we can move the cursor around on the screen and see how the coordinates are changing. And so for this demonstration, it doesn't matter exactly where we started. So just start at an arbitrary point and left click to begin the line. Now you see as we move the cursor that there are two fields associated with the line. There's a length and an angle. And so we'll say I want to make a line that's 25 millimeters long. Type in 25, and I've got an angle of 0. I'm going to leave it at 0, and you see that now I have a horizontal line. What I'm going to do now is connect another line to this line, and so let's hover over the endpoint. One thing to notice is that there are three little dots that come up if you hover for a few seconds. And so if we wait for those three dots and left click, now we have a chance to select various points. In this case, we have an endpoint, and this is the second one is saying a point on a curve. There's not much ambiguity right now because we only have one feature drawn. So we'll select the endpoint, and now I want to go up and make a 90-degree angle. Now notice that if I go up, I'm making a 90-degree angle. If I go down, it's 270 degrees. If I go to the right, the angle, if you just look at the angle, uh, you'll see that the angle is 0 degrees. If I go to the left, the angle is 180 degrees. So I'm going to go up 90 degrees, and we'll say maybe we'll make it 30 millimeters high. And I'll enter 30, press the enter key. The angle highlights. I now have a chance. If I want to change the angle, I can change it to something else, but I like 90 for this. And so I'll just hit enter, and that completes this line, or this line segment. So I'm going to once again connect to the endpoint, and let's just say I want to go maybe at a 45-degree angle. I have some other shape. So we'll say we make that 20 millimeters long, hit enter. Well, I want 45 degrees. It's 50. It's already highlighted, so I can just type in an angle of 45, hit enter, and now I've got that portion. Again, I'll just go back to the left. This will be an angle of 180 degrees. As I'm moving the cursor, you notice that the coordinates change with the cursor. So I'll select that point, click the endpoint, and I'll just select a length. We'll say a 40 degrees at 180 or 40 millimeters, 180 degrees. We've got another line, and now I'm going to connect the two lines, the two ends of this object together to form a shape. So I'll select the endpoint, go down to this line where I started the whole drawing, wait for the three dots, and now I select the start point. So that looks like a good sketch for right now. So I'll close out the line tool. I'll finish the sketch. I'm going to pick the extrude tool, and I'm going to extrude this into a shape, into a three-dimensional object. So I have the select tool. It's prompting me to select a curve. I select the curve. Now notice it also is telling me I can select a vector. So let me rotate this a little bit. I press the scroll wheel and rotate it so I can see what I've got. And here we have this arrow that's showing us the direction of the extrusion and the length, so I can, again, move it in and out. Another thing I can do is I can take this all the way back and go in the opposite direction. So this is helpful if I want to go one direction or another to use this arrow for that purpose. I could also just enter the distance as a negative distance. So um, over here in the distance box, if I leave it at 31 millimeters, it'll go to where it's shown. But let's say I want it to go 30 millimeters in the opposite direction. I would just type in negative 30 for 30, hit enter, and I'm extruding now in the opposite direction. So that's a basic overview of how we can use the line tool to create arbitrary shapes and then extrude them into three-dimensional objects. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoy your further endeavors in exploring NX10.